Hey everybody, welcome back to Leosophy. I got 3 more questions. I'm going to jump right in. Question number 1. You mentioned that all forms of predation are parasitism. What do you mean? Okay, yeah, parasite doesn't have the same definition. Actually, it does. Okay. A parasite we normally think of as something that just feeds on another animal but doesn't kill them, doesn't actively murder them. And then also parasitoids are parasites that do kill them, but again, they're internal and it takes time. It's not like a lion killing a gazelle. But in biology, the rough definition of parasitism is that it causes harm. So that includes like what a lion would do to a gazelle. Actually, you know what? This is another whiteboard one, which I'm kind of excited about. Maybe I can film better this time around. Okay, let me try this. Okay, there are 4 fundamental relationships in nature. What you're seeing on the left is the animal that's acting. And then on the top, you're seeing the animal that participates in that action. So let's start with the first one. Let's say an animal acts on another animal, and the actor benefits, and the recipient also benefits. This is called mutualism or symbiosis. And you will see this less commonly in nature than parasitism, let's just say that. But you do see it. Sea anemones on the backs of hermit crabs would be a great example. And the overall way that humans interact with each other, for the most part, is mutually beneficial. For the most part, that's all right. Another possibility, though, would be the animal that is acting is benefiting. This is the most common in nature. But the recipient of the action does not. This is called parasitism. And parasitism is 100% the most common that you will see, period. And also, it does not just include animals feeding on animals the way that we normally think of parasites, like obligate parasites like ticks and stuff. The same thing goes for predation, or even, secondary things like, if a cat kills something, or actually a cat's a bad example because they're often killing things for sport. But let's say something kills another animal defending itself. Well, it's still that animal that defended itself. The gazelle kicked the lion and broke its jaw. Still parasitism in that context. That's an important thing. We're not talking about mosquitoes, even though mosquitoes are absolutely parasitic. They are benefiting. But now we have what happens in altruism is the actor is actually suffering and the receiver is benefiting. And this is very unusual. It may seem utterly alien, but it is something humans do. For example, let's say a soldier jumps on a grenade to protect his friends. He's not benefiting, but they are. Well, likewise, vampire bats, great example of altruism, will actually regurgitate some of the blood that they've consumed for one of their friends, even though they only have about 48 to 72 hours before they started, that their metabolisms are very fast. So they're really, really putting themselves at risk for the sake of another. Lastly, we have the rarest, and that is spite. I don't really know too many instances in nature, actually any instances in nature, where spite takes place. It's where the recipient and the actor have consequences. Now, spite can happen by accident, like an animal getting mortally injured, killing another animal. But it's very uncommon when it's deliberate. The most common instances I can think of involve some level of forethought, which requires high intelligence, oddly enough, even though it's one of the dumbest things you can do. One of the examples I can think of is, let's say someone is unfaithful to someone and they killed their children. Well, they've just damaged their fitness, as in a previous video. They damaged their capacity for their bloodline to survive in order to hurt the other individual. Other examples of this would be murder-suicides. That's definitely spite-related behavior. And I realize that the reasons behind these behaviors are incredibly complex. I'm not here to just put a generic blanket over it, but I hope this explains sort of the relationships between different animals. Once again, I guess anytime I do a whiteboard video, it's going to be not 3 questions, it's going to be 1 question. But I hope this explains the relationships that we see in nature and among people. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, keep asking questions. Bye.